just go ahead and provide your report while we are waiting for quorum. If you're talking, you're on mute. Or Angie, if you want, I guess provide a report on behalf of the county.
Hello?
There you go. We can hear you now.
I can barely hear you guys.
Oh,
Um,
how about now? Can you hear us?
yeah, a little bit more.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, Judy Begay, and from the Coconino County Board of Supervisors. So we've been busy at our office. A lot of it was the budgets that we were doing. We got ati pendel nispeso ta has kalego ati bayadil tie. Kois kan sa nane tle ya um the at the but anyway the budgets that FY24 budget was approved and the county for fiscal year budget. The only thing about that is late on the kego out laundan it's on the besogi the house culture. So a lot of our meetings are probably going to be on Zoom. We only have 13,000 for the whole year from July 1st through next year, June 30th. We only have like 13,000 to really work on with as far as operations. So and the reason why is on later based on that data the hospital affected some of them like our HHS health department. One department that had a grant coming in and they got cut, so we end up picking up those 3 people so that there's no a break in services to others or even get the people furlough or whatever. So what ben da shield nish yaw nan tla ko liz ultra jito jito hanana za secure rural schools hot ninigi. Although the sheriff's department also had so there's various departments in within Coconino County that the budgets were affected. So we're trying to find out how we can continue to get those funds back. We have we met the other day with our lobbyists sa Washington den hania hastin ana sa Tucson jibalan na sanako ado state na shi to Karen olia individually what's the outlook for next year based on Lenina maybe we need to relook at all our programs and our services that we have or just in case because these budget cuts are here still being talked about. September we're going to be going into Washington DC. We make that once a year. We go to all the senators and everybody that we can, anybody that can listen to us and that we can talk to. Then give them brochures. We get give them statements and called other in unknown from Washington the reason being that what are based on the Hakashigi le hol jishna John Nes and Liniki 60% go adi anachato peso yelanda isha. yanda alehigi a 60% debt jana ado chingy had the logi a 40% debt no. Okay, now it's flipped where there's 60% of Republicans within the ada kinahal da ado a 40% a Democrat anita dice nilabik aho I jo eben na a we have a Republican person up there. So eben na that's part of the reason ako ado nakaalchin it came down to voting kaalchin don't the people need to get serious about what their voting rights. ADG hajo halet not no into the nebe you know they can go to the polling places because on it's up to us to go vote and see how we can help everything that comes our way to be dealt with as American, especially with indigenous people. Ako hot ni chet not ati this that hot we're just kind of concerned that that it may continue on lay retirement. Dale da nishte they sil panen the base on the needs yan that ako that ego our lobbyists in each other on that adla na ki sin hayanal nishtra state ja she's like anything that comes to the state aid ayin hilnahal na hako last week with beklasidli although the last year the last 11 months that's board chair Sanleo. Okay, I come to find out that being appointed as a board chair, you have to kind of work for the whole county, at the whole county. Sa ani pa ya atito na source the bat sign that you let do contracts assigned that net do so banjala within Coconino County. Coconino County is the second largest county in the U.S. It's the size of the state of West Virginia. Ako hot nish ishla. Now back to my general my work duties now as of July 1st, July 1st. Ako ado ade Patrice Horseman Liao. She's the chair and vice chair. Geronimo Vasquez. Ado Quad Emergency Management Services at Hatasetan the needs on that the yasto. At Nana Tsahike Tim Carter, yeah. Need in last 2 week session edition edo hot ado ko fires iki ito edo kani jahad na you go trago dashin ek at within the county. Ako although there's an application that is being looked for an economic disaster declaration, and they're making progress in that area. They're requesting to have it be submitted to Governor Hobbs' office and waiting for her endorsement. Grand Canyon, do Jacob Lake, there's other little areas that we force Lake they're all within the jurisdiction of Coconino County. Jacob Lake, they were cleared and they're resuming some business. They got back in there and that's what they did. And there was like over 132,000 acres that were affected. And so hodat ego be bandanil king adishinda. Ako other not to mention other things that we're doing is Department State Transportation Board trata aja trata setado oh hayu the net team they okay they really want help here and there. Nhe ya that road from Cow Springs to Ts'ah Bii can ADGE you see now we're pushing it behind the scenes. And so a great ndal bus routes a great ndal and I think you the Navajo Mountain has requested for that area right there at Scription House a call. We're going to be forwarding that. We forward that to Navajo Nation, and then we copy to Chris Tressler, who's within the county. What that they cut? That they no, we're still trying to schedule that on that road there. I know there's a bus route and a route that goes there that might have to be bladed, but there's shown the kono. So once that happens, we probably get inscription house involved and see what areas. Yeah, shouldn't have be but had so far it hasn't rained yet, but we're talking about that to at least be graded to a certain extent where that mud doesn't come about or it curtails everybody using that route and going around Shanto. So we've been talking about that. I know that you guys have issues with the antenna lo da I ada do nene do tchoto o hoshcho the halit ado nilta nene, and we're trying to get involved with those things, but we're overseeing Loop, Talani Lake, Bird Spring, Monkopi, and then Ts'ah Bii Kendo, and that's just Ando, Coal Mine, do hokot April Dalish. So Ado on the Nilt Egg at Angie do shit yeah. We used to have a third person that Beso Yalia Juan Nilipeni Nago. We ended up just with two. And that's the more reason why we probably could come on with the budget cuts that we've had to our budget, and then also just being the two of us. Adon in Lake Khalsan has Adon Le Winslow on the east side of the we get the need east door. Adet do on Lake Khalsan get Belagana da Boganda Neda da Quahot Adan Hisno. Of course, those are a lot of things that just come up in our office. And again, there is two of us and we're trying the best we can and wish there was more people to help us. But, we do have the county staff that, although we are helping some chapters too, um, lay recreation, based on lay, uh, sales tax, junk food ha nene trails ta deal no we're providing second technical assistance to them, and they want some trails and they want some map that or issue just to put things together as to how they would like to see it, and then we're letting them know the steps from A to Z as to what to do to get that going. So we've been working with some chapters that have been requesting that. This is a new year starting July 1st. As far as funding and for the month of July, June, IEC ni beso tastin de ashon kat Latnahabaja anata lianda yahagonte. We have to do with what we have to do. Adonde Horseman Lodge na no so na sa yenda itis kidne kisan de halet abahan do halet jo ya Navajo Nation de yisni adina ata it also at the Horseman Lodge ke ako yak at they're finally putting a plan together. I met with them Friday, and we're not publicizing it until we can get everything concrete and let everybody know and get their input and hit that no even yeah. I met with them on Friday. Oko ya casino. I've been na ni 300 slots of nina. Ya kita outdoor horseman lodge egg steakhouse increase it all nito like maybe two big banquet rooms or something, one closed in and the other one just kind of sitting out there. Is auto parking. I think it was about 13 acres. The Navajo Nation de Yisni. But we really haven't had a concrete area. Although speeding, we have a lot of people speeding our roads, and although there's little cameras that I aided cut the shan lit team slow down the there's another one that they take camera as a camera thing. When you're speeding, it will take a picture of the license plate and then also take a picture of yourself and the speed as how long it's going, how far, how fast you're going. Yeah, 2 months ago, yeah, I asked for three of them there to place here and there. So we're starting off, one at Star School, and we're want to have one right there in Cameron in the roundabout. People are going around that roundabout like 50 miles an hour. And then there's another request that came in yesterday. So we're planning to put it here and there throughout District 4. And that's we have yet to meet with the sheriff on that. We have a lot of people that are just speeding. On the roundabout, as you drive into Flagstaff and Lake Chevron, what the quite a roundabout. Although it is in a sacred peace, walkway door, stop signs at the don't see no what ego da. So we're just kind of like here and there, because we're continuing to talk about it. And of course, 264 from Tuba City all the way to Jericho A Oze, Bishbin, Dalish A, Tinigi, bus pull out so the other doors no A do Aja, Bishlahnaitle. So we're trying to hit all the chapter meetings if we can. We're looking at quarterly meetings for the chapters because all the organizations that we report to, like Doni Park, we meet with them on certain nights. The conflict and Angie goes to one, then I go to another one. So they what they county too, but I just like to say thank you for bringing things to our attention and we do the best we can with the two staff and the funding that we may have. So what ishan don't haba no sendo do na she on saw at end why we put ourselves in there. A voice if we want a support letter or some type, just let us know. We can go ahead and push that and push it we can do that because we work closely with the Navajo Nation and we try to solicit on things on the part of the Coconino County on District 4. Ede kot ado yeah kon hot ayan hisnosis neto. Um, there's a lot that's happening within the county. Thank you.
Thank you for that there, Ms. Judy. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Uh, before I ask for anything, I'd also like to request that we get one of those speed cameras over here at 98 and now Route 16 area. We have a lot of speeders in that area. So if you could, we'd like to add that, make that request today. So I will send you a memo today
Mm.
requesting for that.
Yeah, so the first one is a warning, Jana, if you get caught, and then the second one you're going to be cited. So we have to let the people know too. We can't just stick them here and there and hit don't need as of last week. We have to go. We have to first inform the people. That's what we were told in the area. So anyway, Red Lake just quite a team that's starting in front of the store. What other people are really speeding up that hill and down the hill up in that area too. So so we'll probably place them here and there, and we can always say, and your memo would be a justification that you guys really need one too. So at some point in time.
Thank you.
Hakwashini? Oh,
I'm pretty sure the rest of the community here would love to have something like that, right? So we got all the nods, yes. So
mm,
in a public meeting as of today, we all have an agreement here. So, all right, we'll make that and put it
Hakwashini?
into the record. Thank you for the
Oh,
report.
oh,
Today, we'll go ahead and move on to the meeting call to order. Currently, we have 28 in this meeting. So time is 11:03 a.m. We will move on to the invocation. Do I have any volunteers to provide us an invocation? Go ahead.
Mm.
Praise you, Lord, we thank you that you are who you are right now. And thank you, Lord, that nothing can come back. Know that these things are important. Bring it before you. Bring it before the people, before the council, and before Jesus. We praise you. We thank you. Papa, Lord, we thank you for the God. Kaya take, kaya take. Ti con il dottore che solicitation God the tela le sacrificio. She spells and Lord God. If there's no way you make a way, Father God. We just praise you. We thank you for the blessings upon the people, Lord God. And we sing home during the people, those that are online, Lord God, are thank you. God, able because all of them is in God, have your God, able, yet is your identity, so that we thank you, God. Just thank you, Father God, for that. The happy audition, care that we perish, God. We praise you, we thank you, we love you, we need your help, Father. Although the grounds hard for God and our animals and other living creatures need water, Father. We ask in the name of Jesus for rain on our place, Lord God. Thank you. We bless you. We thank you in the mighty name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, God, for that prayer. Auto nostril list, pledge of allegiance will be led by Madam Secretary.
Yeah, but also ibigatan sa siya sa ligo ng Apatna Kala Ajopa Tose Asentia Hatse Kaya Asman on the land on the Neye Kaahot Hapanaja Kento Ajopa Gazili Dahini Akehe.
Okay, thank you for that, Madam Secretary, leading us with the pledge of allegiance. Today, nostril list, we'll go ahead and go over the approval of the agenda. Madam Secretary, could you read the agenda into the record?
Preliminary reports, chapters and committee reports. Number 2, presentation. Number 3, ARPA project update, proposal date of completion date September 2025. Old business, new business, PBK 2025-223-001, accepting and approving the July 2025 budget report. Number 2, TBK 2025-223-00, accepting and approving monthly county receipts and deposit for July 2025 in the amount of $1,413.82 as budgeted. Number 3, TBK 2025-23-003, accepting and reaffirming the applicant chapter 5-year 2025-2030 infrastructure and capital improvement ICIP priority listed and strategy for TBK 2025.
Hello.
20,004, approving and supporting the budget transfer of 2,000 from Fund 36-6501
6380 building materials 2000s to cover the shortfall to date that were not anticipated. 5, TBK 2025-223-005, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $1,000 from Fund 36-6503, repair and maintenance vehicle to Fund 36-6322, diesel fuel 1,000 to cover the shortfall to date that were not anticipated. 6, TBK 2025-223-006, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $269.79 from Fund 36-501, repair and maintenance construction to Fund 36-6322, diesel fuel 1,000 to cover the shortfall to date that were not anticipated. 7, TBK 2025-223-007, re-amending resolution TBK 2024-225-013 to approve and update the Ts'ah Bii Community Land Use Planning Committee membership. 8, TBK 2025-223-008, approving the Community Land Use Planning Committee, CLUPC, to change its regular meeting date from the last Friday to the last Thursday of each month. 9, TBK 2025-2023-009, supporting and requesting the Navajo Nation Department of Agriculture, Bureaus of Indian Affairs, and Navajo Nation Rangers to authorize and follow the Ts'ah Bii chapter to conduct roundups and sale feral livestock on behalf of the grazing permittees and the chapter to reduce feral livestock number within the District 2 grazing boundaries, including the canyon area, for the purpose of improving vegetation, water ability, and permittee support. 10, TBK 2025-223-010, referral resolution TBK 2025-225-010, requesting and supporting the Navajo Nation Department of Transportation, NNDOT, or the Bureau of Indian Affairs, BIA, Transportation Department of Reed Chip Seal, Navajo Route 16 South from the Crossroad Junction to the District Fence Cattle Guard. 11, TBK 2025-223-011, approving and supporting assistance to veteran for hardship of $398, assistance to determine eligibility based on its Ts'ah Bii veteran organization policy. 12, TBK 2025-223-012, accepting and supporting for students financial assistance to the eligibility applicants in the amount requested. 13, TBK 2025-223-013, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $213.17 from Fund 01-6619, tax penalties and interest, 01-6615, bank service charges, $213.17 to cover the shortfall to date that were not anticipated. 14, TBK 2025-223-14, supporting and approving the land withdrawal designation for the Ts'ah Bii Community Cemetery for 10 acres and recognizing the land withdrawal as part of the border community development efforts, including purposes such as housing, education, economic development, healthcare facilities, public or governmental use, with exclusion of industrial development. 15, TBK 2025-23015 to be available to TBD. 16, TBK 2025-223-016 TBD. Announcement, coming up, scheduled meeting and adjournment. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for reading those agenda into the record. So with that, do I have a motion? Thomas. Second. Laverne. Comments, questions regarding the agenda? Okay, I hear none. Moving on to call for the vote. Madam Secretary, would you be able to do the roll call or just count the votes? So we'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high. Okay, 24, 25, 26, Geraldine motion second or in favor. And May, how do you vote? Renelda, how do you vote? Okay, looks like 26, 27 in favor. Oppose. And abstain. 4. We currently have 31 in attendance, so, all right, with that, the approval of the agenda has a motion, we have a second. With that, we have approval of 27 in favor, 0 opposed, and 4 abstain. All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda is going to be approval of the last meeting minutes for July 14th, 2025. All right, so I'll go ahead and do the quick overview on that one once we get this here. Ts'ah Bii chapter meeting minutes for July 14, 2025. We have the Zoom meeting information. Meeting was called to order at 11:36. Invocation done by Glorita, Pledge of Allegiance done by Priscilla, approval of the agenda done by Jamie, second by Laverne. 23 approved, 0 opposed, and 3 abstain. Last meeting minutes approved. Motion by Jamie, second by Henry. Vote is 24 approved, 0 opposed, 2 abstain. Chapter provided reports. President provided the report. Glorita also did. Secretary Treasurer, chapter manager, and the senior center and Head Start did not provide any. CHR did not. Billy Goodman provided their report. Again, there was food boxes available, and we're also looking at allocating the $5,000 that was provided from the veterans for gifts and awards to be used for coupons. So hopefully here in the future, we'll have some coupons available for the veterans. And then going on to Club C, no report. Coconino, no report. Mr. Ray Daw provided information regarding the elections. And then moving on to presentation, Herman Daniels provided a written report, second. And then LDA also provided an oral report. Grazing provided the report currently on tally counts. And then having their district and committee meetings. And then just a reminder to take care of your livestock. Then the ARPA project updates. Currently, the installation's in place and looking on September 1st to be complete, I guess. And then the discussion we did have a discussion to eliminate the one door and currently working on the electrical wiring and waiting on NTUA to provide electrification for the homes. Other than that, moving on down to new business TBK 2025-195001, which is approving the budget report. Motion by Henry, second by Geraldine, and then vote is 25 approved, 0 opposed, and 3 abstain. Number 2 is accepting and approving the monthly cash receipt deposits for June 2025 in the amount of $853.26. Motion by Geraldine, second by Mary Alice, 26 approved, 0 opposed, 2 abstain. Number 3 is supporting the student financial assistance to the eligible applicants. Motion by Geraldine, second by Laverne. Approve is 25, 0 opposed, 3 abstain. Number 4, accepting and approving the housing discretionary funds in the amount of $450. Motion by Geraldine, second by Elizabeth. Approval of 25, 0 opposed, and 3 abstain. Number 5 is crossed out. Number 6 was approving and reaffirming the 2022-45-08 support for the tax ordinance. That was to impose the nomination tax to impose certain local taxes on behalf of the Ts'ah Bii chapter. And that was just to reaffirm that resolution. Motion by Geraldine, second by Daniel Thompson. Approval is 25, 0 opposed, and 4 abstain. Number 7 and number 8 were not done due to not needing. And also announcements. Miss St. Mary's is on 28th. Strategic session was done on the 22nd to the 25th. Then the upcoming chapter meetings, those are provided there. And then the adjournment was done at 1:07 p.m. Motion by Geraldine, second by Brendana Gray Mountain. Approval is 27 approved, 0 opposed, and 2 abstain, signed by myself. Okay, with that, the meeting minutes have been read into the record. Do I have a motion to accept? Miss TC. Jeanette. Johanna. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm still trying to. All right, and Emerson. Okay, with that, comments, questions regarding the meeting minutes? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to call for the vote. And Madam Secretary, if you can, get the roll call. All those in favor, please raise your hand. This is to approve the agenda or the meeting minutes. 2, 3. Okay, 25, 26. Geraldine, 26, 27. Geraldine, May, and number ending in 6092. How do you guys vote? Okay, 26 in favor, oppose, abstain. 6. Okay, with that, approval of the last meeting minutes of July 14th, 2025. We have a motion, we have a second. Approval is 26 in favor, 0 opposed, and 6 abstain. Motion passes. Moving on to the chapter committee reports. We'll try to make it quick and brief. So on behalf of the chapter, as your chapter president, what I've been doing is working on trying to get the warehouse completed in a timely fashion. We're also working on several meetings with NDOT. We've also worked with today, right after this meeting, the officials and whoever wants to attend with us, they can do a walk down with us. We're going to be going down Route 16, and we're going to be taking notes as to where culverts are needing to be placed, and then potential washout areas and all that, just taking notes. So then that way, when we have our report, we provide that report over to NDOT on the 16th, which is, this Wednesday. 13th, we have a meeting with NDOT that's going to be hosted here regarding Navajo Route 16 South. So those guys are wanting to be invited. You guys are for sure enough able to. So we'll have that discussion, and then working hand in hand, we're trying to get the public safety building still going. Right now, still working on getting the senior center as well. It looks like there's a whole bunch of turnovers up there at Winter Rock, and so that's something that we've been trying to really navigate and trying to get them to let us do the project ourselves. And so that's still in play. We do have a meeting next month, September 15th, with EPA. We're going to start, we have them coming out to help us assist with the transfer station. So that discussion is in place. Other than that, I think that's pretty much what I have for now as the president. Oh, we'd had several reports from the community members regarding the Page Unified School Bus District bus stop down there at the bottom. So being that we kind of have that area kind of cordoned off and whatnot, the bus comes in and I guess it's a really short turnaround area for them. And then we have a number of people who are parking in that area. That area kind of gets congested. And so the next item we're proposing with those guys at Page Unified School District is to move that bus location to the other side of the street and the vending area. So I also provided a memo, and so I'm not too sure if Angie or Judy will be able to provide me an update regarding our request to get that area paved, leveled off, so that way the bus can have the ability to go in that area to pick up and drop off kids, because being that we're still in the tourist season and whatnot, we still have a number of people who are gassing up in that area. And that's the last thing we want is, a kid running across the road and then some tourist comes in and, hits them or something like that. And so we want to prevent that. And so what we're asking is the district to please move the bus stop to the other side of the location, and we'll try to make the necessary preparations on that side to avoid any of those potential issues. So, and then as far as working, that's another thing. We were applying for a grant, the Tribal Security Grant. And what we're trying to do is to get upgraded system security cameras up here, also a marquee board up here. And then also working on creating a mass notification system for the community at Ts'ah Bii. So you guys know how Navajo Nation currently has that text method where they kind of reach out and tell, like, these are the people that are missing or something like that. So with us as Ts'ah Bii, we're going to go ahead and try to implement a mass notification system. So that way everybody that is registered within Ts'ah Bii has the ability to get a text notification. So what we're trying to do is make it to where we can send out a text, like let's say food distribution's here. So we'll just send out a mass text saying food distribution is here, come by the chapter. Or if there's an incident like we did have a couple months ago or a couple of weeks ago regarding a whole bunch of police units down there in that area, and nobody knows what was going on. And so having that system in place, we'd be able to go ahead and issue out, like, let's say a community needs to do a stand down or, be on the lookout for so-and-so. That type of information we want to go ahead and incorporate here in our community. So hopefully we get that grant. Other than that, that's the only thing that I have for now on my part. Moving on to Loretta, you have a report?
Good morning, everyone. Just mainly about the NOS meeting last month, July 5th, and on a Saturday, could the Yahiche Nature Kitchen jo. Kushina Haske. Herman Daniel on Kaniyan Kijayati. Aro chapter official though. Old Jato do now Hamaundo Alcododo Shanto. Nkahaskhe. Sondo Lankhania, a Rich Creek wildfire update yi la kwa gishan hodi klanya down. Do, senior citizen dog. We discuss on that, at all public safety discussion though. Just for our safety around our community. Ado, kudiye, ado kehen khahas okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Shaya Priscilla Benali, Secretary Treasurer here. I know, I see a lot of new faces, so, Shaya, Akudonasha, Ado, Kintlachit, in Shlon Trachini, Bashashin, Ado, Todachini, Dashanal, Trachini, Dashache. So anyway, thank you for coming on at NA. Like I keep saying, you guys are very important. We have a lot here that we're gonna talk about. A lot of you did your input on it, so there's 14 resolution right now that's document here. So it's very important that you guys stay with us throughout the meeting so we get all these resolution passed. Because without, like keep saying, without you guys, we're nothing. It's you that really counts and we need your vote.
Okay, thank you for that. You have any questions for us officials? Okay, keep doing what we're doing, yeah. All right, moving on. Vernon, do you have an update? Nope. Senior Center, Carol. Okay, Head Start, nobody. CHR, nobody. And then Veterans. Billy, are you here? Okay. All right, well, Shay, as the Vice Commander, I'll just go ahead and provide a quick update. Right now, we do still have some funding available for hardship. That's through here at the chapter house. So if you have veterans that are needing some assistance, that $398 we have available for you, our veterans here. So you guys go to the chapter house and get that. We did our budget for next year, so hopefully October is when you guys should be able to go into the Veteran Trust Fund and start getting funding from there. We do have food boxes still available and apparel items. We have sweaters and t-shirts and hats, and they all have Ts'ah Bii TBK veteran on there. So go to Billy over at the store. He'll be able to provide that for you. And then we just passed the resolution last week to move 5,000 from the foods to the gifts and awards, and we will be distributing coupons. So like I think $50 vouchers for veterans, and those are available to assist with groceries and all that stuff. So that'll be available hopefully in the next couple weeks. So other than that, we do have our meetings monthly. They are at 1 p.m. After the planning meeting. And we ask that all the veterans try to at least join. Typically, we've been getting numbers around 5 or 6. So if we increase that, that helps us out. So other than that, that's my report as the Vice Commander. Okay. Club C. Okay. And then Coconino County, they provided their report. I guess the only request that I have for you guys, if you guys have any, could you give me an update on my letter that I requested for the grading of the market area or vending area? Angie or Judy? Okay, well, you guys can email me. Okay, moving on to other designated representatives. Nobody? Okay, Council Delegate Herman Daniels, you have the floor. All right, LDA Robert Black, you have the floor.
Good morning, Chicago. Laja Sundahi do Count Sundahi Clarita, Don the Secretary Treasurer, and also the District Grading Committee member, and then all of our people that are in attendance this morning. I'd like to, I guess, explain doctors. Council Delegate Herman Daniels non-attendance today, and that's due to a recent death in the family, so he couldn't be in. He couldn't attend the meeting today. He asked us for your understanding, and I think it's been to be a pretty hard week for him this coming week. So we just want to ask for your prayers and support. I guess during this time, all the hardship that he's experiencing. So, yeah. But for the most part, typically today, Monday, the first, second, and third Monday of each month, he's attending the Law and Order Committee meetings. So, because of that, most of the time he cannot attend the TVK meetings, whether it's planning or regular meetings. But the upcoming meetings will be on a different date, so he might be able to make those due dates, like for the September meetings. Law and Order gave primarily their hearing reports from the oversights they have, such as the Office of Hearing Appeals, Emergency Management, and then the Police Department, and then also the Ethics and Rules Committee ate up their hearing reports today. He's also been attending the Navajo Nation oil and gas meetings, which are usually held in Phoenix and Albuquerque. So those are pretty much just on their agenda of what they're pursuing, which is basically some of the developments in the Port Defiance Agency site, like Lipton. So the next one is he's been also attending the Navajo Hopi Land Commission meetings and work sessions. And the primary thing that's happening there is anticipating the closure of the Office of Navajo Hopi Indian Relocation, which has been in Flagstaff for most of the time. And then there's some offices in Sanders with some operations like the Padres Mesa, Inishi 80. So those are pretty much, I guess, being looked at as something that's not going to be continuing anymore. So, but the Land Commission has been meeting in executive session, so that I think most of the planning that they're doing is probably going to be adopting or making the transition on the exiting of the federal government from the relocation era. So, Otto, he was in attendance for part of the summer session, voted by most of the legislation, and he did witness President Biden walking out on the State of the Nation address, which happened after he was extensively questioned on issues and projects which are not progressing, such as and the other areas like Zenny Homes fallout. The question for I guess what happened, and they want some accountability. So either odds they're pursuing. Though they also acted on the no confidence legislation for Mike Halona, and then also several other Navajo Nation executive directors who haven't been confirmed. They had they're really pushing the issues that saying that these directors, once they get appointed or selected by the president, should be confirmed within a timely manner. So they're really criticizing the administration for not really pushing the confirmation of these directors. So, but for the meantime, even though they're not confirmed, the division directors are still on the job. And then, as you probably know, the Attorney General Heather Claw was removed from the Attorney General's position after being recently confirmed. and this is primarily the Navajo Nation Council decision because they have the direct oversight of the Attorney General, and along with that, the controller. So right now, I'm not sure who the acting AG is. So, but I'll keep an ear out to see who gets appointed or who gets assigned to that office. So, although the respective nomination committees are adjusting the budgets for their oversight areas, and I think that's pretty much coming down to the final areas that they're looking at. The Budget and Finance Committee is continuing to work on the budgeting process, and the council wants to push for their usual date where they pass the comprehensive budget, which is usually the first week in September. And they're trying to shoot to see if they can do it earlier. The amount for this year's budget is less than last year. There was some indications that the budget, the office of the president and the vice president's budget might have some reduction in force. But from the council's perspective, they're going to try to see if they can keep all the people employed so that they can I guess be able to collect a paycheck. The Budget and Finance has been driving the budgeting process. So, but even though they're the primary committee that makes these recommendations, some delegates are still not really satisfied with some of the numbers. And I expect to, or I guess at least there's some expectations that there are going to be some changes being made during the final approval week. So. So Aaron, that with Delegate Daniels, he supports all the efforts that are being done by the chapter with regards to the senior citizen center and M16 improvement, and then he's also keeping an open mind on the NDOT road maintenance yard and the public safety building placements within the TBK chapter jurisdiction. So. The Yankee cases, though, he's just watching what's going to evolve over the coming months. So, the members of the inscription house or Zapikin chapter officials, and then also the committee members that are there today. Report for on behalf of Delegate Daniel's staff. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Robert. Let Mr. Delegate Daniels know that he's in our prayers and hope his family comes back to healing. And so thank you for that report.
Okay.
Questions? Okay. Grazing.
Ja, deze ne, gaan nou jij. Ila bani kotish nesla. Tally count there, yeah, it's still ongoing, almost. The create our district meetings tomorrow, Navajo Mountain, 10 o'clock. I do look at agenda now. Final. Over here it says on your agenda, permittees and meetings says August 19. I don't know where they got that 19 from. It's Wednesday, the 13th. At the church, community church. N16. Window out there. The wheat project meeting, BRA, or the wheat control. So we are Navajo Creek. They concentrate on that. Oh, with the snow and laser that cost springs. So they're going 3 o'clock or 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We are Niki. Our agency meeting is on the 22nd. Dennis and Cameron. 19th of the they moved it. They moved it up to the Friday, the 22nd. Everybody not any husband don't hear the drought. So either what they do you not what on the for their livestock. Koto Shahane. Nakado Hash Wednesday go. Yacho enough any. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Ts'ah. Questions for the grazing? Okay. Hearing none, thank you for your report. Moving on, ARPA, warehouse, electrical, and renovations. So Stanford, Rick, you're gonna report. If you can, include all of that.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Rick Pierce. I'm the general contractor for Inscription House. And Stanford Lake's on his way. He got slowed up this morning coming up here. I'm going to talk about the warehouse. It's going good. We do have the shell complete. We're not worried about any rain as we speak. We are still waiting on material from the installation company to finish the inside. We are framing as we speak. We got all the offices built, or not the office, but the office, the bathroom, and the mechanical room all framed in. We're working on that as we speak right now. And everything's going good. We're just trying to stay on schedule, but because of Window Rock and everybody, we are behind schedule. And I don't have a date yet, but we are working on that as we speak, trying to come up with a date for everybody. We do have electrical that we're working on. We're trying to finalize one this week, actually. But unfortunately, I have a meeting at Window Rock that I have to pull off and go there for that with NTUA and everybody at Fort Defiant, trying to get answers. They're still not giving us all the answers we need on the electrical. We do have 5 of our members of the community that I have a list of their names where they're trying to push to get their home site lease in place. We're still working on all that, and I need everybody who does not have their home site lease in place to continue working on it. It's not going to be an easy feat. It takes time, and you have to stay on top of it every week. Try to do something about it. Don't let it go by because they won't do anything about it. That home site lease before I can finish your project. Okay? And that's it for now. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Questions?
Dillard, this is Joan,
Okay, go ahead, John.
from Office of the President. I'm just, want to let the public know that I am working with the constituents that are under, the ARPA projects as far as and rewiring, and working very closely with Vernon. And I feel like I've been very successful in pushing a lot of the on the list that Mr. Stanford Yazzie had provided. So there are some individuals that are on the list that do not have applications on file. And I am working with Vernon, and Vernon is supposed to be or should have distribute hard effective individuals, and then possibly when then he can give them back to me and I can walk them through to the Western Agency office. So as of now, I know that I believe we have maybe 5 or 6 that may have no application or no information on file. All others we have been able to pushing them through. I do follow-ups on these home site leases on a weekly basis, sometimes twice a week. Once a week as Window Rock office to ensure that I am doing my follow-ups with these home site leases so families and constituents can continue moving forth with their electrification and any projects or any funding that is available to them through the chat. So that's all the update I have at the moment as far as the home site leases. Thank you.
Thank you for that there, Ms. Joan. Okay. No other questions? We will move on to new business. Okay, Madam Secretary, could you read the resolution into the record?
TBA 2025-223-001, accepting and approving the July 2025 budget reported.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I told them to print this out, so I'll go ahead and read it. Come on. Okay, and this is our current reconciled budget for July. General activity fund that we have currently right now, $12,494.78. Personnel and travel, we have $110,363.78. Trust funds and land claims, we have $15,959.82. Summer youth employment, $2,800.54. Housing discretionary, we have $13,405.05. LGA, local government grant, which is $23,169.40. Chapter official stipend, we have $29,684.73. Scholarship general fund, we have $15,418.50. Scholarship claim funds, we have $857.50. Public employment project, we have $26,976.41. Veterans, we have $9,178. Emergency, we have $13,695.07. And maintenance, chapter maintenance and operation, we have $14,920.05. Sales tax, Navajo Nation sales tax, we have $34,726.92. And capital improvement outlay project, we have $15,653. And agricultural fund, zero. Unhealthy food tax, we have $39,127.70. And then the ARPA, we have $15,900.31. Currently bringing us a total of $394,254.34. That is currently what we have reconciled for July this year. Okay, with that, resolution is read, heading went read to the record, and the budget is provided. We'll go ahead and entertain a motion. Joanna? Second. Jerry. Okay, comments, questions? All right, if none, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, Madam Vice President, can you go ahead and count the roll call here? All those in favor, raise your hand up high. 28. Okay. 28. See here. Geraldine, May, how do you guys vote? Okay, 28 in favor, oppose. Nothing, abstain. 35, 7. Okay, TBK 2025-2323-001 passes with a 28 approve, 0 oppose, and 7 abstain. Moving on, number 2.
TBA 2025-223-002, accepting and approving monthly cash receipts deposit for July 2025 in the amount of $1,413.82 as budgeted.
Okay, with that, motion. Jerry. Second. Gina. Okay, comments, questions? None, call for the vote. Madam Vice President, take the roll. All those in favor? Twenty-four. Geraldine and May, how do you guys vote? You guys have to unmute or raise your hand or put it in the chat. Twenty-four. Oppose. Abstain. What's that? 11? Okay. TBK 2025-223-002 passes with 24 in favor, 0 opposed, and 11 abstain. Okay, moving on, number 3.
TBK 2025-223-003, accepting and affirming that Ts'ah Bii Chapter 5-year 2025 to 230 infrastructure and capital improvement ICP priority listing and strategic plan.
Okay. Go ahead and do a motion. We had a motion. Ronaldo. Second. Joanna. Comments, questions? Thomas. Our 5-year plan, as you guys know, we went through our strategic session and we talked about how we're going to go ahead and improve Ts'ah Bii and make Ts'ah Bii great. So what we decided was that we provided a strategic plan here. What one was to go ahead and go over the is to continue to use the 5 management plan system that we have done. Being a certified chapter, we're going to still continue that process. We will. Our other portion is going to recruit qualified applicants and knowledge, and then also develop our tax ordinance, which you guys have also seen last month. We will conduct biannual audits. We will also do increase in solicitation for grants and develop proposals for the chapters, programs, and initiatives. Um, educate the community members on the chapter initiative and process. And then also develop and implement a TBK strategic plan, continuously enforce and support the TBK's community land use plan. So basically meaning that once the community land use plan has been created and whatnot, they'll be able to utilize those areas that are gonna be developed. So like, as you guys seen behind this whiteboard, right, or this projector screen, Shanti has have all that laid out where industrial areas are gonna be at, homes are gonna be at, all that other stuff. ADE, that's a part of the strategic plan. Auto, let me see if I can pull that up here. I thought I had it.
While he's looking and to that, this is what we work on. There's 5 goals. 5 goals of strategic plans, 1 to 5 years, starting from now to 2030. So we have 5 goals and each goals has objectives. We talk about the objectives, the tasks, strategies, who's gonna be it, the year, resource and funding. So we did that here. So the one that we goal was set up was a warehouse. It's almost completion, so we came up for more. So there it is. I mean, this is really our good for our path. This is what our goal setting is for the community. Like we said, 6 goals, but we're gonna add another goal, but anyway, I'll go through that. Okay.
So like we were talking about earlier was that these are the portions that we provided, and this one here is a couple of the goals that we had initiated that we want to go ahead and pursue. So some of the items that we're already putting on the chapter planning meeting here and the chapter meetings is in support of what we're going to be doing here. Not only that, we want to go ahead and provide effective governance, leadership updates and improvement communication plan. So ADE, that's what I'm talking about, is one, we want to go ahead and do this like this mass text. That way we guys all know, you know, chapter meeting today, it goes out to everybody and then has a link on there, all that good stuff. ADE, I want to go ahead and try to increase that. And then utilizing our Facebook page, also being able to have that portal, I guess you could say, for the chapter and to input your comments, all that other good stuff. So those things that we're trying to work toward having that collaboration between the community and the chapter administration. And then we want to go ahead and we're going to research, develop a plan for tourism, small business, and economic development, where we're going to develop a 5-year plan, seek a public input, seek individual technical experts, and try to implement those plans. We want to establish an RV park here and campground here, also a commerce center. Like we all stated earlier from back then was we want to be able to put an office area back there because you know how we have artisans here. You know, we want to be able to give them a place and a platform to be able to go on there to the chapter or the commerce building and then to sell their artwork, their jewelry, their whatever they need for themselves to increase their livelihood. Auto, we initiated the business site leasing management. So one, we're underway right now in creating a management plan for business site leasing authority. So you know how like all these other companies are coming in, like we got reached out from Family Dollar and Dollar General. You know, we were talking about possibly putting one over here on this side. And so if we go ahead and we, as the chapter, have the ability to do those type of business site leasing, that lease payment will come back to the chapter and will go back into the services of the community. So we have the ability to provide business site leasing authority. And again, this all goes hand in hand with the community land use plan as to what areas are allowed for what areas are allowed for like tourism businesses, all that stuff. And then TBK, we're even being and as ambitious here in creating a possibly a Ts'ah Bii hotel. We were talking about how the chapters, Navajo Nation gave the certified chapters or the chapters the ability to go out and purchase land. So there was a discussion that we were having over here with the grazing officials saying, hey, we could purchase a property over there in Walmart and make that as Ts'ah Bii and build a hotel right there. You know, so those type of thinking you could actually go ahead and try to do, and then all those funds come back to the chapter and gets redistributed into these other areas. So like for more dollars in scholarship, I know a lot of people here were talking about, we need to raise our scholarship to $1,000, right? But we can't do that if we have a limited budget from Navajo Nation, and then everybody else wants all these other types of services. So, Iggy, that's what we're trying to accomplish and making sure we can get more in revenue. And then also to do an enterprise for us. So like, you know, we could develop our own nonprofit entity. So like how Shanto currently has theirs is they have the government entity, then they have a nonprofit entity where they're the arm in doing economic development. So they can go out, apply for grants, do all that stuff on behalf of the chapter. That's here as well. We want to provide small business workshops where we want to be able to get you guys in financial literacy workshops. ADG, that's all a part of this, making sure that we can all be self-sustaining in the future. Like we stated here, we're building a warehouse that's almost complete over there. Continuously improving the chapter administration building and landscape. We're still working on getting some grants for that to maybe beautify, put some asphalt up here, and then over there by the senior center as well. So we want to get all that going here. We've included the windmills and earthen dams. And so that's another discussion that we're talking about with EPA, and then also the water resources development, where we're wanting to go ahead and repair all the windmills around here and the earthen dams. Again, it's a continuous conversation that we have with the administration. And you got to understand that these all take time. And so when we have these on our strategic plan, that helps us enforce saying, hey, this is what we want to do, and this is how we're going to accomplish those goals. And then not only that, we're wanting to build 3 more water windmills around the area. We would, again, like I mentioned earlier in my report, where we're talking about the solid waste transfer station and also possibly do a recycling center. I mean, heck, we even talked about wanting to do like an incineration plant where us as Ts'ah Bii can have the ability to make an incendiary plant to where people can bring in their trash, and then we're burning the trash. Not only that, that funding comes back to us, and then we could generate our own power, our own ability to self-sustain our entire area. I mean, the sky's the limit here, and that's what we're trying to do here. Again, with the public safety building, we already have a couple of templates right now for the design as to how we want to get the blueprints down there, how we want it to look. We have the demoing of the senior center and plan and build. That's also in process. We also have construction plans currently right now for the Head Start and daycare center. So we're trying to incorporate all these things. We want the improvement of the Navajo Nation, Navajo Route 16 South and Highway 98 and 160. So we're still in the conversation of getting those things going. Building the Commerce Center, and then also promote the future developments that occupy and reuse space between the pre-existing developed areas. So again, all these things here kind of go hand in with the Club C ordinance, and then also the grazing and everybody else around here. So we're just wanting to make sure that it's all done. So this is our strategic plan that we created, what we're planning on doing. So that is what we're going to be approving today. Does that answer your question there, Cheng? Okay, go ahead.
Here. Uploading of the tribal government. They go ahead, right now we're trying. There's no business being in this meeting over 1970, so increasing, business of it. So much of that is, my concern is the same thing, the Chapman official has no business going into business, which is what you guys are doing. What you guys should be advocating is what that's why I think you guys should be more advocating. But inside business like this is a good idea. Well, takes anywhere 5 to 10 years to get a home site lease. Johnny Bash from Bash grocery store years ago. He went to some economic seminar in Flagstaff. Johnny Bash, pay reservation. Now the shop is it takes a billionaire to start a business on the Navajo reservation. At the time business like this, it's not a big, he's not doing. Okay, so many years that takes all this money. So, that's pretty well the story of how, start a business. He's got $400,000 to start a business. By the time you get to home site lease, you get this what we need to do, what needs to be done is this. It's needed business site lease system. You guys should be looking at how you can be able to get a business like this system. You get that page stuff. You buy a business down there and the next year in business. It takes a week to start a business. If he's buying a big lot, next week you can get your building permits, all the other permits that is necessary to start building. It's in the year, you got your structures going. We can't even get a loan from the bank. The loan from the bank, you have to get approval from the you can't get no business. They can get a loan from the bank. In the rest, I can see the bank. Start a business. I did try to get a loan from the bank to build my house years ago. I got the approval from the BIA to get a loan from the bank. So bank, I got no, so they really give me a loan on the reservation. I should be able to look into those, they get now it's something. Not for you government, but they're creating the business to inflate their egos and inflate their fundings. No, we elected you to help us. And that's one way. 1970, and if you cut, I think, we haven't made progress from there yet. The only way we progress is with us. We're not nationwide, not all people are skillful pressing. God, this generation that hold up and die. We should encourage these kids to go out there and get a business. Like I told them, business. And they come back to the reservation. That's like a kid's fun. They should be able to get a business site at least for that time and start getting a business. We could have hotels. There would be hotels. But we don't want the chapter running the hotels. We want an individuals that come here from this community owning the motel. Restaurants. Somebody wants to go into rental business. They should be able to. You should be able to provide a place that they can be able to come back into and say, hey, you can have this run your business. Hey, no, they no. You don't know. So it's scarcity. I don't like you guys being in control of the whole thing. But only give us the opportunity, the entrepreneurs that we can become. They were in the working class. We've been in the working class since the day 1970. We're still in the same elevation. Some of our kids are making $3,000 or $4,000 per week. Fish and coffee. I think, but you know, the idea of having the business and things like that. So, if we can, we have seen from the establishment of the tribal government how they must have become. If you want to progress, you visualize. Give us a chance from here because we can get you there. Nobody else is going to get you there. Only 108,000. That's one time. They'll take you to the next step. From here, we're going to see self-sufficiency. Where your tax money is going to be coming broken back into the community. Where the employment, where the people that he employs is going to help the family. And their tax is going to roll back into the community. Out of the net reservation, it's getting 85% of the money rolls off the reservation. It goes back into Farmington, Page, Landon, Hope, Road, Blacksburg, Yellow, talking about 15% goes back into the reservation of these stores. Until we can get those
point of order.
Rolling back into the reservation.
Thank you.
So that's my major concern is as a Kepler official, you guys trying to control the whole thing. We need to, as a people, we should be.
Point of order, go ahead. Okay. So to respond back to you, Ts'ah, everything that you said is I am in agreement with you, Koga. With that strategic plan here that outlines a foundation for us to go ahead and provide those infrastructures for the community. It is up to the community to take on that process to go ahead and empower themselves. So like we were talking with Club C, these are the areas that we want to input, like, let's say, tourism. So that has the ability for people to say, that land is already designated for this location, so it has to be upon you as the entrepreneurs to get those things in place. Not only that, we also were talking about getting grants. There's grants out there that currently help support startup functions. And so us as an entity, we can apply for those grants and then we could go ahead and provide that to you guys as like maybe a loan program or a self-starting grant type of stuff where we maintain that portion and issue that out to the community. So it's sort of like a pass-through type deal. We get it from the main entity and then it comes to the local governance and then that local governance then issues out those type of grants to the local people. We can't really do a lot of these things if we don't have the infrastructure in place. So that's why we're talking about putting a commerce center down there that includes a chapter house, that includes a meeting hall, all that stuff. Then that way we can have little individual offices where you as the constituents have the ability to say, hey, I want to start my own business. Go down there, you'll have a physical address down there. This is suite number A, this is your business here, and you operate out of that office. So out of all that stuff, we're trying to get all those stuff in place. With the Business Site Leasing Authority, we have the ability to issue those leases on behalf of the chapter, saying that you guys can operate and maintain on as a business. Not only that, we also are incorporating the tax portion on that. So some of that funding will come back into the chapter house where it goes back and gets redistributed back into services, it gets redistributed back into scholarships, all that stuff. Out of the 4% that we're asking for on top of the 6%, we are looking at taking 20% of that into scholarships. The other 20% of that goes into elderly and youth care and all the other stuff. So with your vision of government being limited in those business functionalities, that's what we're trying to produce. Not only that, we're talking about the nonprofit entity, where we were saying that those grants can be issued on behalf of that nonprofit, which is if you look at it this way, chapter portion in here, and then on this side, right to the left of it, would be that non-government, where it would be manned and maintained by the community of people a part of that board. So then they have the ability to go ahead and get those grants and do whatever they need to do, but still go in line with our vision and all that stuff for this. So I agree with you. The less government is in this whole thing, the better, I think. But in order for us to get to that point, we have to pave the way for that to happen. We have to input infrastructure. We have to have the ability to do business site leasing. And then we not too long ago, we just recertified in our stamp registration, so we can start applying for those type of grant where we can get those first time business starters, all that other stuff. So we can issue those things out to everybody. And then not only host business opportunity classes and whatnot. So that's what we're trying to do. So that's something we all discussed here, making sure that that opportunity is available for everybody. And something, yeah. So, okay.
Thank you for your explanation.
Any other questions regarding this? Okay. All right. We have a motion. We have a second. Call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Okay. 30. Opposed? Abstain? 5. Okay, with that, TBK 2025-223-003 passes with 30 in favor, 0 opposed, and 5 abstain. Okay, moving on. Number 4.
TBK 2025-223-004, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $2,000 from Fund 36-6501 repair and maintenance construction equipment to Fund 36-6380 building material $2,000 to cover the shortfall of the day that were not anticipated. All right, motion?
Hey, motion. Patty. Second. Emerson. Hey, call for the vote or questions, comments, concerns. This is portion is regarding the ARPA funds, so we're just transferring money. That's gonna be also for 4, 5, and 6. Just moving money to accommodate some of the shortfalls within that budget. One more came in. Okay, comment, questions? None, call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Six. 7. Okay. 27 approved, opposed. Abstain. 9. I just turned it on. Getting hot in here. It's good. All right, number TBK 2025-223-004 passed at 27 in favor, 0 opposed, and 9 abstain. Number 5.
TBK 2025-223-005, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $2,000 from funding 36-6503 repair and maintenance vehicles to Fund 36-5322 diesel fuel $1,000 to cover the shortfall to the day that were not anticipated.
Okay, motion. Emerson. Second, Patty. Comment, questions? None, call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Twenty-two? Yeah. 23, 24. Okay, 24. Opposed? Abstain? Well. Okay, PBK 2025-223-005 passes with 24 in favor, 0 opposed, and 12 abstain. Moving on, number 6.
PBK 2023-006, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $269.24 from Fund 36-6501 repair maintenance
the shortfall to they that were not anticipated.
Okay, motion. Emerson, second. Patty. Comments, questions? Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high. Okay. 28, 29. 29. Opposed? Abstain. 7. Okay, TPK 2025-223-006 passes with 29 in favor, 0 opposed, and 7 abstain. Moving on, number 7.
TPK 2025-223-007, re-amending resolution TPK 2024-25-013 to approve and update the Ts'ah Bii community land use plan committee membership.
Okay. Motion. Mary Alice. Second. Sylvia Marks. Comments, questions? Okay, Mary Alice, could you provide comments on it? Or the purpose of that resolution?
That's for
No, that's your community land use membership meeting. Oh, policy. Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, none. We'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high.
Votes.
Okay.
9:30. 30. Opposed? Abstain? 6. Okay. Moving on, TDK 2025-223-007 passes 30 in favor, 0 opposed, and 6 abstain. TDK number 7, or number 8.
TPK 2025-223-008, approving the community land use planning committee, CLUPC, to change its regular meeting date from last Friday to the last Thursday of each month.
Okay, motion. Mary Alice. Second. Patty. Comments, questions? Okay. If none, call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high. Madam Secretary, do the roll call.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
31. 32, okay.
32, opposed? Abstain? 4. Okay. TBK 2025-223-008 passes 32 in favor, 0 opposed, and 4 abstain. Moving on, number 9.
TPK 2025-223-009, supporting and requesting for an application Department of Agriculture, you are very aware, and now we to authorize and allow Ts'ah Bii chapter 2 from that livestock to sale around livestock on behalf of the grazing committees when the chapter to reduce around livestock vendors within the district 2 grazing boundaries, including the canyon areas for the purpose of improving vegetation availability.
Okay. Motion.
Emerson and Gina.
Emerson and Gina. Comments, questions? Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
9, 30, 31. Okay, opposed? Abstain? 6. DBK 2025-223-009 passes 31 in favor, 0 opposed, and 6 abstain. Moving on, number 10.
TPA 2025-2023-010, reaffirming resolution TPK 2024-225-010, requesting and supporting the National Department of Transportation in NDOT for the Brio Indian Area Aid Transportation Department to re-chip seal National Route 16 south from the crossroad junction to the district fencing and cattle barn.
Okay, motion. Mary Alice
Okay.
and Patty. Questions? Thomas?
Just reach it, the,
Just from here all the way to the district line.
No, re-chip, he's asking.
Oh, just the one that's right now, Chuck, that's already, right now, just to repair that whole thing and make it new. Just the chip seal. Okay, okay. No other comments or questions? All for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Comment.
Oh, go ahead, Gina.
If you're gonna get the, alcohol data out here, you also need a sign right here. They don't, when I'm walking there, people practically run me over, and I would like, hey, now what they got to put slow down sign or flashing lights or whatever those things are called. It's really needed right here. We have churches, we have the chapter, we have the senior citizens, and we have the store. All of that. It's not speed bump, I heard
The
those.
flashers. Okay,
Okay, he says speed bump will really slow them down.
okay. ADU will probably have to put, and again, it's gonna be up to you as the community members. If you wanna add that as a resolution, we can do that, number 15, but, again, that's up to you guys. When we get to that point, then you guys can do that. Otherwise, we'll put it on the next agenda, but I'll go ahead and email ADOT, those guys to see what we can do. But if you want a new resolution, that'd be number 15.
For your information, Council Lorenzo Dugas, I think he's in charge of this area.
Okay, run the do that.
Because I was really upset that people were trying to run me down. I mean, I'm walking, I have to walk.
We can, I mean, again, that's gonna be up to you guys. If you guys wanna add that as a resolution item for number 15, we can add that. We'll just have to come up with the verbiage on that, but other than that, we'll put that. If none, we'll put that on the next chapter meeting's resolution. But in the meantime, I'll write the memo and all that stuff to them.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor for number 10, raise your hand up high.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
33, 34, 34. Opposed? Abstain? 3. Okay. TBK 2025-223-00, correction, 010, passes 34 in favor, 0 opposed, 3 abstain. Okay, number 11.
TBK 2025-223-011, approving and supporting assistance to for hardship of $398.66 as determined eligibility based on the Ts'ah Bii kindergarten or institution policy.
Okay, motion. Paul and Gina. Okay, comments, questions?
Can you explain what it is?
This one here is a part of the chapter back in 2014. The chapter the Navajo Nation provided funding for all veterans to get hardship or whatever they need. So according to this, that has been carried over since 2014 and it hasn't been used. So what the Veterans Organization did was we went ahead and said, we're going to go ahead and put it all into a hardship pot so that the veterans who need it, they have the ability to apply for that. And so that's pretty much what that is for.
So
And
one veteran is $398.
yeah, one veteran gets $398. And it's only according to whenever they do their application, because they have to go to the chapter house and then there's documentation that's requested. And then it gets reviewed by the chapter administration and then it comes here. So, and they're local voters as well. Okay. Sylvia? That is a requirement based on, so as part of modernizing and trying to get to this point, that's part of, again, our strategic plan to go ahead and do a portal. So then that way, when you guys decide to say, hey, I want to apply for housing discretionary, all your requirement is to do is to update that registration. And then that way, all you got to do is say, it's a one-time shot where you just go ahead and say, I'm going to apply for this and apply for this, and we'll already have your documentation here. And the only time we will request for an update is when you guys come here and do your updates at least every couple of years or something like that. So that's what we're trying to do.
Where do you get the form?
And so the form, you would get that at the chapter house. Inside the administration, they'll have the paperwork for you there. Okay. Okay. No other questions? Call for the vote. Madam Secretary, you provide roll. All those in favor, raise your hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
32. Okay, opposed? Abstain. 5. Okay, so we'll go back 36, would be 6 abstain then. 11. TBK 2025-223-001, correction, 011, passes with 32 in favor, 0 opposed, 6 abstain. Moving on, number 12.
TBK 2025-223-012, accepting and supporting for students financial assistance to eligibility applicants in the amount requested.
Okay. Motion. Emerson and Laverne. Okay. We have a total of 2, 4, 5. Do I have any of those applicants here in the audience? If you guys could briefly stand up, introduce yourself, and then basically state what you're gonna pursue. That's something I think the community would like to hear. Ashwanda. Right here, so we can see you up here.
Hello, my name is Kira. I'm going to University of Arizona. I'm going to be a junior and I'm pursuing in medicine and I'm in hopes and my future career is a physician assistant, like come back and help my people. Yeah, then I'm JP. I go to school at Fort Lewis. I'm gonna be a sophomore this year. I also run research and track for them. So I'm studying exercise physiology and I'm becoming a physical therapist. So yeah.
My name is President Deeply and University, Northern University, and my major, the major into is civil engineering.
Is a differential in transformation I'll go take the next definition. Hello everybody, my name is Rick. I am going to school at University of I'm majoring in environmental science and I want to become a physician here on the reservation.
Go ahead, Jojo.
What was I saying?
Your name?
Oh, my name is Kelly Mayama. So I have to do a whole introduction.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. I go to school at high school, Indian Nations University. I'm studying in my 3rd year for my bachelor's in health, exercise, or health, sports, and exercise science.
All righty, thank you guys for providing your brief introduction and what you guys plan on doing in school. We want to thank you guys for applying for this scholarship because again, we need to utilize these things so that way you guys can go ahead and go far beyond, and then you guys can come back and assist us in our development and our bodies and all that other good stuff. So we thank you guys for that. And I wish you guys the best of luck in your academics and in your future. So other than that, okay.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'm the chapter manager. As of today, all our student financial aid throughout the whole fiscal year, from October last year to today, 114 students, full-time students. So the chapter, got 14 students, we 10,200 for the whole year for student financial aid. So that's why I just want to tell you guys that. And we appreciate everybody that's coming for more. So we can start utilizing all this money. So as you guys probably can see on that, for the fiscal year, we still have 13, let's say 13,000.
15,000.
13,000 on that. So on that Wednesday.
Okay, 15,000 $418. $18.50.
If you minus that, five, 3,000. So that's like 10,000, 10,000. All right.
Yeah, there goes two.
There's two, so that 85, 75 down, zeroed out, this one, and then we're gonna take off, surprise down, like 13,000. So 13,000, you guys probably like, you need probably like 14 more people, 14 more students throughout the whole year just to complete that amount. So we do educate, everybody that's doing, part-time also, they assist with $400. So remember, guys, full-time student 600, anything over 12 hours. Credit hours is 12 hours, this would be 600, anything under 12 is going to be 400. They're considered part-time, and what do you call it, there's, vocational, technical schools, those are we set for the schools. All right, guys, appreciate it, thank you for offline. Yeah.
Nope. All right. All for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high.
What's your question?
36. All right, hold on real quick. So according to the policy, it's 600 for full-times, 450 for part-time, and then so if you're carrying over 12 hours, that's full-time. And then 450 for vocational students. So again, that's all according to the policy that's in place when you guys apply for this. So, all right. Whoa, TPK 2025-3-12012 passes 36 in favor, 0 opposed, with 1 abstain. Okay, number 13.
APK 2025-23-013, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $213.17 from fund 01-6619 tax penalty amendment. 1-15 banks charge $213.17 to cover the shortfall to the date that were not anticipated.
Okay, motion. Emerson, second, Gina. Comment, question? Call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
28. Okay, 28. No opposed. 1. Abstain. Okay.
How many total?
837. So 5, 9, 8. Right? Yeah, nice, okay. Okay, with that, TBK 2025-223-013. Vote passes 28 in favor, 0 opposed, 9 abstain. Okay, number 14.
TPK 2025-2023-014, supporting the land control designated for Ts'ah Bii Community Cemetery for 10 acres and recognizing the land withdrawal as part of the border community development, effort purposes such as housing, education, economic development, health care facilities, public or rental use with the exclusion of industrial development.
Okay, motion.
Geraldine.
Geraldine motions and then, second, Lamar back there. Okay, second. Okay. Comments, questions? Okay. We're gonna call it the Ts'ah Bii Community Cemetery. And that one's right back here. In that whole area, we're gonna withdraw 10 acres of that whole area. So since that's the primary area that we kind of utilize for burial. Not only that, so I do want to, this is not part of this, but I do want to mention that we got a list from Valley Ridge Mortuary, and they provided us at least 40 plus the 2 that they didn't add on. They provided us 40 cemeteries that are being utilized within the community of Ts'ah Bii. So that's gonna be a lot of the family plots here. So, just so you know, we, like we've been telling everybody, is that we would like for all of the families who have a family plot to get your applications in, do your land withdrawal, all that other stuff for your area. Because if we don't do that, then Ts'ah Bii community chapter here is gonna convert every single one of those cemeteries into a community plot. So with that, like I was telling you earlier, I'm applying for a couple of beautification grants. So I can get fencing and some fence and lights for the community cemeteries. So let me see, let me show you guys here real quick. They can go online, but all right, guys. That whole area right here, that whole area is all of the cemeteries throughout the community of Ts'ah Bii. Just so you guys know, 40, let's see, what did I say?
47.
43 right here. With what was provided. So, again, if everybody has a plot, please tell your family or get together with your family and initiate your land withdrawals for those areas and provide your policies. Otherwise, all these cemeteries here will be converted into a community plot. So
This is where they can do the applications.
The ones that are already found.
Well, if they have already completed their land withdrawal and all that stuff, then that becomes on the family to do their own, data stuff and all that stuff. But if that doesn't happen and we're giving everybody by the end of this year to do it, if that doesn't happen, we're gonna incorporate everybody in there. And we're just gonna give them 1 acre lots, and then we're just gonna close it after that, 1 acre lots.
You're not gonna charge them, like,
They're gonna be charged on the community plots,
how much?
150 for the burial plot.
They come,
Like that for the community.
yours,
Is that
yeah.
a year thing or is it?
No, one time. But the service fees, like if you get backhoe and all that stuff, maybe that's an additional. I'm still working on trying to get all that stuff figured out.
So if you take over a family plot, you want us to use you guys for like picking the grade stuff or whatever?
You have
So
If
if,
it comes community,
if it becomes a community, then that's when we come and utilize the chapter services, or it'll be up to the family if they want to go and get somebody else to dig that area for them. But we'll have the services here, but it'll be a separate amount. About, I'd say probably $300 or something like that. For just to pay for the gas and the operator's time to go down there and dig the dirt out and then backfill it.
okay, as a family plot, we have, if we go through the papers, and everything, where the one line goes for everything.
Yes.
Okay, so check it doesn't have anything to do.
So if the family plot, the only thing that we ask on the chapter side is that you maintain the names and we get the names as to who's in whose areas. So that way, it kind of goes hand in hand, because Club C on the administrative side here is going to oversee the cemetery stuff. So, but like I said, if the family, they have the ability to, they're gonna maintain it and they have to abide by the laws and regulations that the Navajo Nation had passed. So that means the area has to be maintained, free weeds, all that other stuff. That has to be included in your family plot policies. And then your rate to heat, that's all dependent on you guys. But if it becomes a community plot, then that rates will fall on the chapter's responsibility and we'll maintain all these areas ourselves.
That doesn't happen.
Most likely will, because I haven't heard anybody who is initiating their process.
Right now, they're doing some other stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, but that's what the case is, because RDC had stated that these communities, if they don't have anything, like right now, then it should be going underneath the chapter. But what we're doing is we are making it by the end of the year for you guys to do all what you need to do. And then if that doesn't happen by the end of the year, we're gonna go ahead and just do the land withdrawal for all of them and do it ourselves.
What's gonna happen if everybody does this, like, I don't know, still want everything.
Did you bring the cake?
Yeah, I did.
Are they gonna extend it or what?
No, as of right now, it's supposed to be in effect. From what I understand, when Sean and Claw had stated was that if we don't have a land withdrawal or a designated place for that, then that's supposed to go under the chapter. But by the end of the year, we're going to start the process to, I guess, assume the role of all these areas. So you have now until the end of the year to get the paperwork in. So if you constantly, like how you guys are with your home site lease portion, we have to constantly call them and let them know, I want this, I want this, I want this. You're gonna have to do the same thing with the family plots. And you have to get it going, so you have to have your policy, your procedures, your area have to be done, and then on that, you guys have to pay for the surveying and the archaeological clearance and all that stuff. So that has to be on the family themselves. If not, we're gonna do all that. And convert every one of them to community plot.
Are you gonna pay the fee?
We're gonna pay for the fees. Yep. Melissa, go ahead.
This plot, where do you go get the papers again?
Okay, so the chapter has the ability to provide you the paperwork and all that stuff, but if you go on www.gld.org, that will provide you the checklists and the guide, the application to start that process. So
State again.
it is www.gld.org. Okay,
Hey, you're not. But there's still family members, but they want the burial to be in the plot that's not where but that lot is it becomes a
so,
approves it.
so again, if it becomes a family plot, that will be dependent on the family. But if it's a community plot, no one has any say to say, we can't put one person here or a person there. Hey, that's a community plot. So if we're gonna take ownership of those things, then it's everybody's game.
Okay, if there's a family, these people family. Personally. It's not. So they have every right to say no. Right?
If
Not under the chapter.
If it's not under the chapter A, it depends on the family's policy. So, and that is all on them.
So if we have a family plot, we have to register and all that, to prevent that from happening. They got the family will say yes or no, right?
And if you want new family plots, you gotta go through the whole application process and get the grazing consent forms from the individual in that area.
I don't think
Okay. That's correct. The donation said no.
No, okay.
The application says no.
Disregard what I just said.
Yeah.
Just erase that on your mind.
Yeah, the application says no new plot,
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay, so I guess these plots here are what is gonna remain, so, but anyways, like I said, you guys have the end of this year to get your family plots registered and withdrawn and given to us and let us know, hey, this is our area, these are the documents, these are who is listed in this area, then we'll say, okay, we know that's yours. And then once that is done, any of the items that haven't been withdrawn to a family, we're gonna go ahead and start the process of converting every single one of those ones that are not done to a community plot. Okay? Anyways, that is just brief information to you guys alone. Jody,
Thank you. Chairman, Vice Chair, Secretary Treasurer, President. I'm just gonna want to clarify. This resolution will open the can for the community. Those family plots will only be restricted to 1 acre and no more. So that means that the family who applied for those 1 acre family plot, once they're full, they have to go to the community. Will the community expand as it gets full?
Yes, that's why we said we're gonna do 10 acres for this one. And then what we wanna do with this one here is to make it look all nice and put all these like walk paths, narrow them down, almost like how Page is similar to it. So we wanted to put that here. Since this one is a sort of the central area to Inscription House, and that's kind of like well-known for everybody, we're gonna designate this as the main, area for the cemetery. But all the other ones, we will do 1 acre and that's it. Okay? Thomas?
Good question. One day, that we thought again, it's only going to give better on the future of we're going to double that.
So again, if the family plot reaches the capacity, that's what we're wanting to put them in here. But
That's not my question.
so,
My question is, will we double deck, like in the cities?
oh,
Yeah, that's-
Yeah.
That's-
Double deck.
so
Do that.
that will be according to your policies as a family plot, but in the community plot, that's what we're planning. Do the double decker area type stuff for our area. And then we'll also have a designated location for those that want cremation. So like the urns and all that stuff. We'll have a designated location for them here. Okay,
Can you explain the double decker?
so we bury it down at least what, I think 6 feet or 6 feet is the legal portion, but go down a little bit further.
8 feet.
You have the first person or the first deceased person there, then you bury it. And then you put another person.
How many 6 acres, how many barely, or how many people do you
As of right now, we're gonna, where am I at? Here. So this area right here is what we're gonna designate 10 acres. This little area right now is currently, not fenced off, but, this area right here is gonna designate them. So, when we do the process of getting with some of the experts and whatnot, we'll be able to come up with the number of people who will be buried in these locations. So being that we want to do I guess you'd say double up in these areas, it'll probably be a little bit more we can do. But now understand, all the other chapter houses, like they already increased their areas 10 to 15 acres and 20 acres. I think Chinley said they had like 30 acres for their area. So as far as the community plot, if we need to expand, we have the ability to expand. We just got to go through the whole process again to expand on that. So, but for right now, I don't have a number, I guess, a solid number of how many people will fit in the 10-acre lot. Okay, Geraldine? Okay. All right, got a call to vote. All those in favor for this resolution, number 14. All in favor, raise your hand up high.
Raise your hand high. 23, some, just 7.
Okay,
27.
28. Okay, opposed? Abstain. 9. Okay, TDK 25223-014 passes 28 in favor, 0 opposed, 9 abstain. Okay, number 15 and number 16. Do we want to add that one still or? No? All right.
Refresh their mind. We're adding.
To put in the signs for right here in dot, no? Or do you guys want to wait till next meeting? Till next meeting, yeah. To add that resolution for the signs right here, did you want it now or did you want it to do it next meeting?
If it's possible to do it right now, the sooner the better. That's what I think.
Okay, if you want.
The community gets hurt. Here's the, for probably,
That is up to you guys, so if you guys want, you got a motion to suspend floor rules to add resolution 15 to request and approve NDOT to provide speed light controlling
in the residential area.
in the residential area.
Residential seating.
Okay. Okay, no?
Leroy.
Huh?
Comment.
Comment, go ahead.
The highway strikes me. They're painted all the way down. So at night, so they can see. Weather, stuff like that. That's also a painting. Strike, we strike. Maybe, head off.
Okay, so I guess we want to add,
Maintenance.
we can, but like I said, we need if you guys want to entertain it now, you have to request a motion to suspend floor rules to add resolution 15 to say, to accept and approve the update and maintenance and request signage to reduce speeders on Naval Route 16. Okay, Gina?
Add it with your wording.
Okay,
Baby.
all right. We had a motion to suspend floor rule to add number 15 to state request and approve NDOT and BIA transportation to repaint lines and add speed reducing time on our road. Okay?
Mileposts,
From
4 to 5.
milepost
4 to 5.
milepost 4 to 5. Okay. Second, Geraldine.
say something.
Official.
We got a motion first.
Gina and Geraldine motions to suspend floor rules to add that verbiage. Okay. Now, Geraldine, you have a question?
Yes, comment. We request so many times from PennDOT for all the years that I was here. So I think it's time to demand
Okay, so we just put, we,
more requests for any service.
so I take out the word request and demand. Okay. Demand. All right, we will add that in there. Who else had the question?
Julie.
Julie.
On that, snow tower, there is a sign out, but it says snow tower. But they don't already pay.
Okay.
All we need is steam pump for the.
Maybe,
Slow them down.
what was that? What was you said, the speed grader or the?
Yeah, stripe sagging.
Those indentions in the highway or something like that? All right. Okay. So now that we motion and second on that, to have that included, all those in favor to have that included, because after this, we got a motion on that. Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand.
Seven.
31 right here.
31. 31, 32. Opposed. Abstain. 32, 5, 6. Okay, so now that's been added. Now let's vote on, hold on, give me a real quick second here to get a good heading for this. Hold on.
They were gonna do, read some.
Okay, number 15 is going to be demanding the nomination Department of Transportation and DOT and the BIA Transportation Department to repaint roadway lines and install speed reducing mechanisms on Navajo Route 16 for public safety. Okay, motion. Sylvia and Gina. Okay. We have a motion, we have a second, we have a comment. Thomas,
I recommend change the repaint to restriping.
restriping, okay. We'll change that. Sylvia and Gina, you concur?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll change that to restripe. Okay. Any other comments, questions? If none, call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand up high.
Thirty-two.
32. Okay, 32. Opposed? Abstain. 6. Okay, with that, number 15, TPK 2025-223-015. Passes with 32 in favor, 0 opposed, 6 abstain. Okay, moving on. We are complete with our resolution. Number 15, we will not do. Moving on, the announcement, St. Mary's is August 25th. The chapter will be closed on Navajo Coast Talkers Day, August 14th, and Labor Day, September 1st. Upcoming scheduled meetings, we have the chapter meeting August 11th on Monday, which is today. The next planning meeting is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 10 a.m. The next chapter meeting is going to be Friday, September 5th, 2025 at 10 a.m. The reason for that is because I have a meeting in Winter Rock on Monday on our regular scheduled meeting. And that meeting in Winter Rock is gonna have BIA representative, the state senators and all those other people gonna be in Winter Rock talking about the transportation plan. And so that one is where I'm gonna be advocating on behalf of Route 16 and the whole Route 16 here to get paved and repaved. So that's the reason why we're moving it to that Friday. Okay? Then the district grazing, August 12th at Neville Mountain, and then committee's meeting is Wednesday, August 13th. And the community church Western Agency grading, Monday, August 22nd. That's in Cameron?
Yeah.
Okay.
22nd, yeah.
On the 22nd, 9 a.m. Seas, Thursday, August 28th, 10 a.m. Chapter Veterans is Monday, August 4th, which passed, but again, it will be Tuesday, September 2nd, which is our next meeting. And then the Western Agency Council, September 13th at Luke Chapter. Other than that, we have a meeting Wednesday again. For those that want to be involved, be here at 10 a.m. We have NDOT and Tunalia and us to talk about the Navajo Route 16 issues or the project. Okay? And adjournment. Motion. Go. Thomas.
The third match, we had that, the Canyon, that was Canyon. The 5 kilos. First of all, the weed control. Back over here.
That Wednesday, the 13th, 10 a.m. at the church. Okay, motion to adjourn. Geraldine and Gina. All those in favor, raise your hand up high to adjourn. $30.
Before you leave.
Oh.
Before you leave.
Opposed. And abstain. Before you guys leave, take a bag of pinto beans, some blue cornmeal and white cornmeal. Take as much as you can, please take it all. This is all for you, so take it all. All right, 30 approved, 0 abstain, 7, correction, sorry. Adjourn, 30 approved, 0 abstain, opposed, and 7 abstain. Time is 1:28 p.m. All right, thank you guys all for joining. Those that are online, we do appreciate you guys for coming on out online virtually. And we hope to see you guys next time. You guys all have a wonderful day and see you guys next time.
Good afternoon, Dillard. This is Joan.
Go ahead.
Um,